Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Coffee and a Kiki, this time talking about the Bride Challenge. So today's coffee mug of choice is my Thank You for Being a Friend Golden Girls mug. My brother got it for me a couple years ago. I don't know where he got it. He said he found it in like an adult novelty store, which, you know, kind of doesn't surprise me that they would carry something like this, especially in New York. And my tea of choice today is throat coat tea, and that's because I'm kind of like sicky. Today, I decided to do a different kind of angledness going on because I figured if I put my camera a little more over here, you guys aren't going to really see my mirror anymore, and then you'll see more of like my background, and I can also kind of back up more so you guys aren't kind of, you know, maybe I should turn my ceiling fan off. That would be smart, right? That made it faster. I don't know if I stopped it or not. I have this gorgeous, pretty red wig here that I'm doing a project on, so I'm going to be using her as an armrest today. This week, they did the makeover challenge for the brides. Now, granted, Josh ruined it for me last week, but this week with the brides actually having to make over the grooms, and because he had watched the 10-minute teaser video last week. So I knew that that was coming, but honestly, like, they haven't had to make over a woman yet, have they? Isn't that kind of like what RuPaul's Drag U was for? I thought that was an interesting little spin because you thought they were going to do the girl, and then they ended up having to do the guy. So that's really cool. I liked that kind of little twist to it. Oh, the mini challenge was, you know, the thing with the paint. I thought that that was funny. I just want to know, like, what the hell was Courtney Act wearing? Like, she came out in that, like, schmata thing. Like, was that, like, a premonition of, like, what your bride's dress was going to look like? Like, I don't understand what that, like, Mary Mother of God thing was. I don't know. It's probably really hot. It just got out of the microwave. It's kind of hot. The painting idea was really cool because they've never really done anything like that before. And I think it's good for them to let the girls kind of go nuts and just, like, let all their aggression out. Just do something wacky and fun without having to, like, you know, kind of just get that pent-up energy out there. I think that that was a really cool idea for them to do with the paint. And I love how they, like, all have their wigs, like, in the paint and everything. I just hope that that paint's washable because you don't want to be ruining your hair, you know, in the paint. So, let me think. So, the worst was definitely, I agree, was Jocelyn Fox. Now, that makeup, I just, like, I don't understand. And that's partially because I don't like when, like, black drag queens use white on their face because, I mean, I look at myself with white on my face and I'm like, ooh, maybe I should tone down the white. And I'm transparent. So when you're, like, 16 levels of skin darker than me, like Michelle Visage said, you look kind of metallic. You look like a robot. And I just, or to me, it kind of looks like you're on The Walking Dead. I'm not a big fan of that gray over the darker skinned complected people. Not a big fan of that. I'm all of, you know, I like the warmth and I like giving herself a glow versus like a flash. You know what I mean? I was worried that she was going to look like Coco Montrese and she was going to come out with like Dorito on her face. So I'd honestly rather see a Dorito than like gray. And the dress was terrible. Like, it was so lumpy and gross and just too much. And that hair, like, why did you put her hairline down here? Like, his hairline wasn't that low as a guy. Why is his wig that low? I think Bianca was right when she said she looked like the girl gremlin. I thought that was hilarious. Yeah, I didn't like his look at all. I really knew he was going to be on to it. I knew he was going to go home because they're not going to send Adora home ever. So on to Adora, I guess. I guess, like, she just, like, she did dress the bride like herself. The makeup was horrendous. Like, the outfit was horrendous. It was just too much going on. You saw this much of that poor guy's face, like, because the hair with, like, whatever was on him and that afro, and, like, it was terrible and terrible. And her outfit was worse. Like, girl, I understand, like, you're, like, you know, a broke drag queen, whatever. Sew some freaking hair into your wigs. Like, the shake and go on your head in a ponytail is not cute. Like, that wig was not cute. It was like, ugh. I was not a fan of her wig that she had on the runway. Was not a fan of that wig at all. I don't get Adore, and I liked her a little bit in the Anna Nicole one, but now she's just bugging me again. And it's like, we're 6 seasons into this, bitch. Learn to frickin' sew. Take a class. Learn to make a straight line. It's all comes from being able to sew a straight line and knowing how to do pinning and stuff. And I mean, you've watched Drag Race enough, obviously, because you auditioned for it, to know, like, how they make skirts and how they make dresses, putting them on a mannequin and, like, pinning them. Like, girl, get it together. Courtney, again this week, she was doing the pretty, and I agree with Michelle that, like, you know, if someone showed up to her wedding, like the mother of the bride showed up to her wedding like that, she'd be like, bitch, go home. And I totally agree with that, because that was inappropriate, and it should have been flopped. Like, granted, he was like a beefy dude, but he should have been the one in the nude gown. He should have been the one showing a little more leg, whereas she should have been in the bath mat dress, like Darian called it. Darian Lake and his bride. I thought the bride looked amazing. I really liked the goth makeover. I thought he looked really good. And I think that, you know, Darian kind of went half-assed with it this week. And I love him, and I love him every week, and I love how he does his makeup, and I love his personality and everything. But I just feel that, like, he took a black skirt and, like, a black, like, top and just put some feathers on it and put a wig with purple on. And it's like, the wig wasn't big enough. It wasn't exaggerated enough for what he was going for. His outfit was so subdued. He needed to be in, like, a solid black with maybe a little bit of silver versus all silver and a little black. Like, it didn't work with it to me. Bianca, I thought the second that Bianca's bride came out, I was like, bitch has got this in the bag. Because he did the Bianca silhouette, the Bianca body, the Bianca hair. He didn't quite do the Bianca face. I was kind of sad that there weren't 18 pairs of lashes. I was really sad because I love that about Bianca. But, you know, sure, the guy had never really worn lashes before, so trying to stick that much lash on him was probably not going to work out. So I think Bianca played it safe and went with the smaller lash. I wasn't a big fan of it, but the rest of it, I loved the yellow trim on his and the white on her, and just, I loved her, the cohesiveness of her look. Like, she really did the look. She did a family resemblance. Like, they looked related, and that's the whole point of this challenge, is to do a family resemblance, and I think that other people forgot that. And, you know, Ben de la Creme was the same thing, where it's like they looked related. You know, they looked related. I thought his face looked beautiful. I thought that, for what he had going on, you know, I thought his face looked beautiful. I loved the pink rosettes on the dress. I loved him blonde. And I loved his little Jackie O dress that Dela wore. Like, I love Dela's little pink dress with a little, you know, the flower up here, so it matched the flowers on the dress. And I loved his entire look together. And it was really hard for me to kind of figure out if I wanted to root for Bianca this week or if I wanted to root for Dela. And so I was like, you know, let me root for Dela because, you know, I really love her a lot. And then Bianca won. And I was just like, well, duh, she was going to win. Courtney, they did have a family resemblance. You know, they had a very similar styled wig. They had the same aspects of the outfits together. But I just feel that, you know, she went too far in her own outfit, and it was just what they wanted, and it wasn't what it should have been. And I totally agree with Bianca, where it's like she's always blonde, she's always, you know, naked. And it's like, we get it, bitch, you're pretty, do something else. And it's like, we know you can sing, do something else. And it's kind of like I'm at the point with Courtney where I love her, and I think she's very talented, but if it's like, I don't know how far she's actually going to go. I mean, I've heard she's top 3, I've heard Adore's top 3. You know, I don't really know where this is going. But I think that she's just relying too much on the pretty. Like they say, like, she's always pretty, she's always blonde. And I mean, she was pink one week, but every other week she's been blonde. And I think that I really want to see some more diversity from her. And I really want to see her kind of step up and kind of step out of this pretty Barbie box. Because, you know, you have a personality and you are funny and you are engaging on camera when you let yourself do it. But I think that needs to read more on her runway, because I think she's just she's resting in pretty, as they say. Is that it? Yeah. You know, I was kind of sad that Adore took off her shoes for the lip sync, and especially because, like, I would have brought another pair of shoes to wear or something to change into so that I wouldn't be doing a lip sync in a crazy shoe that I can't do anything in. Like, that's just dumb. Like, bring another shoe with you to the room. Like, there's been times where girls have changed outfits and put something on underneath, have changed hair, have done all of that for the lip sync. And I think that she should have brought another pair of shoes or something to, like, put on instead of just taking them off and throwing them. Because it's like, to me, that's a cop-out. I'm like, yeah, your feet hurt, and yeah, you know, you can't really move around in those shoes, but your ass put those shoes on, so you should have been prepared. But, you know, that's kind of Adora's little shtick, is that she's never prepared, and she goes with the flow, and she rolls with the punches, and she's rolling with the punches and rolling with the punches, and luckily enough, somebody else is always doing a little worse than she is, and then she'll be safe. But now that it's, you know, the top 5 girls, I don't know how much longer Adora is going to be able to stay. And I think it's just her lack of polish and her lack of, like, you know, style sense. Like, she dresses like, you know, a 12-year-old. Like, she dresses like a high school girl that goes to the mall. And, you know, that's her aesthetic, and that's fine. But, you know, America's Next Dragon Superstar is not a mall rat. And, you know, they wear costume couture. They wear $1,000 wigs. You know, and having her bride call him out on the thrift store wig killed me, because it looked like it was. It looked like it was from the thrift store. And it's like, I just don't get it. And, you know, I just don't understand being so unprepared all the time. And I just kind of want to see her go. And, you know, it's, you know, she's fun to watch. I don't really like her as a person, but she's fun to watch. And Josh loves Adore Delano, like, lives for Adore Delano. I really don't. I kind of want to see her go home. And, you know, I really, now that we're getting into the final 5, I really think that the top 3 are going to be Layla, Courtney, and Bianca. I really think. Like, as much as I love Darian, I don't think she'll be top 3. I mean, I would love for her to be top 3, but some crazy ass shit would have to go down for her to be in the top 3. And I don't foresee that happening. But you never know. They always like to throw a curveball at you with RuPaul's Drag Race. So thank you guys again for tuning in on this Wiggy Weevy Wednesday. We're at the final 5, so that means there's only going to be a couple more episodes, and then the tutorials are going to start again. So thank you guys so much for being patient. I have so many amazing ideas and things that I want to show you guys, and stuff that you've been asking me for months, a year, whatever. Stuff I've been asked for a lot. So I'm going to bring this to you very, very shortly after the RuPaul's Drag Race is over. Go to check out bobbypins.com. I have a special spring promo now through the end of April. If you use the promo code SPRINGFEVER15, you'll save 15% off your entire order, and there's a little box to put that in at checkout, so you guys can boop, boop, save 50% through the end of April. And then I also will be back on this Friday for another Fun Friday video. It's going to be my IMATS haul. I made it the day that I got home from IMATS, and I made my haul, and when it came time to do Friday video last week, I totally forgot that I had an IMATS haul video, and I was like, oh, I'm an idiot. So this Friday, be sure to check out my IMATS haul video. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Check out all my fun social media stuff down in the box. And I'll see you guys on Friday for my IMATS haul. Bye.